100 million years ago, the Earth was completely different from today. There were no humans, and some terrifying animals ruled the planet. Dinosaurs. Dinosaurs were enormous, many of them taller than buildings, with jaws strong enough to crush your bones in an instant. Don't try to outrun them. These were some of the fastest creatures ever to exist on Earth. These kings ruled the Earth for over 170 million years. But then, one day, something happened, something that wiped them off the planet entirely. What exactly happened, and how did it unfold? Let's find out in this video. The word dinosaur originates from the Greek words danios and saurus. Danios means terrifying, while saurus means lizard, a terrifying lizard. That's the literal meaning of dinosaur. This term was first used in 1841 by the British scientist Richard Owen. When dinosaur fossils were first discovered, scientists didn't know much about them. The initial drawings of dinosaur shapes were very different from what we know today. Megalodus was one of the first fossils discovered. Look at its initial drawings. Decades later, as researchers uncovered more information about them, the drawings were revised and made more realistic. And here is the image of Megalosaurus now. To date, 10,000 dinosaur fossils have been excavated by paleontologists worldwide, and over 900 species have been identified. Interestingly, from 2003 to 2022, an average of about 45 new dinosaur species were identified each year, and paleontologists' work is far from over. Are you excited about the prospect of discovering more dinosaur fossils? Take a look at the pictures of newly discovered dinosaur species in 2021. One of them is a bizarre dinosaur found in Chile with a tail that looks like a blade and a beak instead of a mouth. It was named Securer. Overall, we now know quite a bit about dinosaurs. Let's start this story from the beginning, going back millions of years. Scientists estimate that the first dinosaurs appeared around 230 to 240 million years ago, as the oldest dinosaur fossils we've found so far are from 231.4 million years ago, discovered in Africa. In the age of dinosaurs, the Earth was very different from today. The continents you see now, Asia, Africa, Australia, Europe, were all connected into a single supercontinent called Pangaea. Scientists believe that Pangaea looked like this. Look at the map. You can even see the positions of today's continents. The Earth's climate was arid and had little rain during this period. This time is called the Triassic period, when dinosaurs began to appear. Dinosaurs inhabited the Earth due to evolution. The dinosaurs of this era didn't look like anything you might imagine. They were quite small. Common dinosaurs of that time were usually only about 2 meters long. For example, Eoraptor was a type of dinosaur that existed during this period. In fact, this dinosaur is known as the ancestor of other dinosaur species. The dominant animals of the era were giant reptiles. Some of these reptiles looked cute, like this one, believed to be the ancestor of all turtles. Over time, the Earth began to change. 201 million years ago, the Triassic period ended as the Earth's climate changed suddenly. Pangaea began to break apart. Although I use the word sudden, it didn't happen overnight. It was relatively sudden on the scale of millions of years. It gradually happened over thousands of years. Cracks appeared in the supercontinent, and large-scale volcanic eruptions occurred on and around these cracks. Due to many volcanic eruptions, a large amount of carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide was released into the atmosphere. This caused intense global warming as sulfur dioxide, caused global cooling. Ocean acidification began when carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide mixed with water, increasing the acidity of seawater. The climate changed rapidly, making survival difficult for existing animals. Most reptiles and other species back then were cold-blooded, unable to withstand temperature changes. But some warm-blooded dinosaurs could more easily endure temperature changes. Volcanic eruptions and climate changes continued for about 600,000 years. As a result, nearly all other species went extinct. The only animals left on Earth were dinosaurs, crocodiles, turtles, and primitive mammals. This event is called the Triassic-Jurassic extinction event. Then, the Triassic period ended and the Jurassic period began. If this name sounds familiar to you, it's the inspiration for the movie Jurassic Park. The Jurassic period lasted from 201.5 to 145 million years ago. During this time, dinosaurs rose to be the dominant species on the planet. Due to evolution, some of them became quite large. For instance, Titanosaurus lived about 160 million years ago. Each one could weigh 15,000 kilograms and reach up to 15 meters long. Some other iconic dinosaurs of the era are Brontosaurus, Stegosaurus, and Allosaurus. During the Jurassic period, some dinosaurs evolved to fly. One of the first feathered dinosaurs was Archaeopteryx, which looked like this. At this time, the supercontinent Pangaea split into two smaller supercontinents. They were named Laurasia and Gondwana. Thanks to the Jurassic Park movies, the Jurassic period is the most widely known. But the period when dinosaurs truly flourished was the Cretaceous period. After the Jurassic period ended, the Earth witnessed an explosion of new dinosaur species. T-Rex is probably the most famous dinosaur ever featured in movies, existing during the Cretaceous period. It reached its peak dominance only at the end of the Cretaceous, around 65 to 68 million years ago. While this is debated among researchers, most scientists believe that T-Rex didn't exist in the Jurassic period. It's rather funny that Jurassic Park used T-Rex as the film's logo. The Cretaceous period is the longest era of dinosaurs, starting around 145 million years ago. It lasted until 65 million years ago. The two supercontinents, Laurasia and Gondwana, began to break apart, and the structure of the continents became similar to what we see today. Some flowering plants developed during this time, and the average temperature of the Earth was warmer than in previous periods. Sea levels were quite high, and almost all types of dinosaurs you can imagine existed during this period. Carnivorous birds, armored dinosaurs, giant herbivorous dinosaurs, and dangerous carnivorous dinosaurs. Titanosaurus was one of the largest land animals. Argentinosaurus could weigh up to 77 tons, and T-Rex could be up to 40 feet long, believed to be the apex predator of its time. It had the strongest jaws compared to any other animal. Here's an interesting fact. The evolution of grass only began 70 million years ago. There was no grassy earth in the story we're telling. Instead, we had other types of plants. 68 million years ago. Do you know what this means? We are closer to T-Rex than to the Jurassic period because there are 80 million years between the Jurassic period and the evolution of T-Rex, but only 68 million years between us and T-Rex. Another interesting dinosaur species that existed then is Ornithomimus. They looked like ostriches and were one of the fastest dinosaurs. They could run at speeds of 80 kilometers per age. As for flying ability, the largest flying dinosaur was Quetzalcoatlus, with a wingspan of 11 meters. As you can see, This was the most prosperous period for dinosaurs. Favorable climate, new species burst forth, and no other animals could compete. They became the ruling kings of the earth.